The last guy on this tier that we have to talk about, I know we spent plenty of time this summer, but now we've gotten to see some of the growth in the preseason, Lawrence, is Anthony Richardson. Barry's been really high on him all summer to the point where I loved your thought the other day of even drafting him late, and maybe you can trade your starting quarterback because Richardson can take off this year. Lawrence, what is the ceiling for Anthony Richardson this year?
Well, the ceiling is where I got him at is quarterback 6. That's the actual ceiling. I like that to be with Jonathan Taylor. That makes that a little bit easier to do. Like Matthew did yesterday, drafting Anthony Richardson late despite having a quarterback. I did the same thing in the draft. I took Lamar, took Anthony Richardson late, not because, I don't believe in him being a starter, but that's how you play fantasy football. It's a strategy. You get the building blocks. But Anthony Richardson, definitely, he's progressed through the preseason. Just got to get a little more consistency out of those receivers who are young as well. But they should be an overall just better team, a better defense. You get Shaquille Leonard back on the defense. That defense will help the offense, which was horrible last year in that quarterback carousel. Anthony Richardson will bring new life. We saw him run a little bit in the second preseason start that he had. So, the upside is there. It's going to be bumps in the road because he's a rookie quarterback it's not a great team, but they should be better. But, watch out for that guy, man.
Look, we've talked about it, right? I mean, Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson in their rookie years, neither guy was polished as a passer coming into the league, and yet both were top 9 fantasy quarterbacks on a points per game basis during their rookie years. They've got the right head coach for a mobile quarterback like Anthony Richardson. And to your point about rushing, and just as we talk about on the quarterback show, we've said this a lot, but it's important, just the importance of a dual threat quarterback. Of the top 6 quarterbacks last year in points per game, 4 of them had at least 700 rushing yards last year. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you either need a quarterback that gets you points with his arms and his legs, or a guy that has 35 to 40 passing touchdown upside like a Burrow or Herbert. Right? Yeah. Like, otherwise, you just have to be out. Like, you're just not going to compete, right? Okay. And so that's why we're saying, like, Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson are kind of like, discount versions of that, right? Because they're going to get you points with both their legs and their arms. Not nearly at the high volume at some of the later guys, but, like, you can live with those guys assuming you crush your earlier rounds of your draft.
And I'll say this, if the Colts trade Jonathan Taylor, their goal line rush offense is Anthony Richardson, not any of the other running backs.
It will be very interesting.
That changes his fantasy appeal.
And also from that last preseason game, we saw Deion Jackson score a close goal line touchdown. We saw Evan Hull score close. Like, that could be Jonathan Taylor with 2 touchdowns right there. So, like, Jonathan Taylor, man, come on, man. Today is the day.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and RotoWorld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from RotoWorld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.